He was born on the Eastern Shore. He starts his first autobiography. I was born in Tuckahoe, near Hillsborough, and about 12 miles from Easton in Talbot County, Maryland. He's born into slavery. It's one of those situations, he didn't know who his dad was, but everybody else on the plantation knew who Dad was. He only saw his mother 3 or 4 times. He would always see her at night. He says that by the time a slave child was no older than 12 months old, that child would be separated from his mother. She lived on an adjacent plantation about 12 miles away. He remembered her cuddling him and putting him to sleep. He says, but by morning time, she'd be long gone. When she fell ill, he wasn't allowed to go and visit her, and he didn't find out until after the event that his mother had passed. It is from that state of Maryland from which Mr. Douglass would escape in 1838 at the age of 20. So he goes to New York, essentially, the New England area. Slavery was dying out in the North, and a lot of abolitionists were there in that area. And abolitionists, individuals trying to get rid of this institution of slavery. As a matter of fact, he's discovered by an abolitionist by the name of William Lloyd Garrison. And that's part of the reason why he ends up on the public speaking circuit. But what's interesting is, he's on the public speaking circuit and people are like, this guy could not have been a slave. He's too articulate for that. Some people think this could be a scam. So he ends up writing his first autobiography, but by doing so, he accomplishes 2 things. He reached an audience outside of the lecture hall. So now you don't have to go and see him, you can pick up his book. The other thing is he reveals some of the details of his life. The biggest, in my opinion, is his real name. The name Douglass wasn't his name. That name came from the play Lady on the Lake, but his real name was Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey. Now, 5,000 copies in the first printing. Amongst those to read it is his slave owner, the Auld brothers, Thomas and Hugh Auld. By law, they could go after Douglass, which caused Douglass to have to get out of the country. So he's over in Europe for like 18 months, lecturing, saving money, selling his book. He aligns with this guy by the name of Daniel O'Connell, who's a radical type of guy. This Daniel O'Connell is an Irish nationalist. So Ireland is having its issues with Great Britain. And Douglass ends up getting around this guy. And it influences Douglass becomes incorrigible. So much so that that's going to be one of the points of contention between he and William Lloyd Garrison when he comes back in 1847.